So yesterday, a news report came out that under the Biden-Harris administration, child sex trafficking was up by 3 times. I've linked that story in the description, but I kind of want to talk about this because this is something that's getting underplayed nationally, really. And I'm sitting here feeding my daughter breakfast, which made me really think about this and decided that I did want to say something about it. There we are. So the 325 missing children thing, Trump mentioned that. That's been, it's been on the news a little bit, but no one really talks about this. And we live actually close to a city that's known as a hub for trafficking. Purposefully, when we moved to this state, I chose a spot outside of the city to live in a smaller town outside the city because it's on an interstate and a major highway, and the trafficking that comes up from the border goes through this city. And when I think about my daughter and what it would mean for her to be taken by a stranger and used for sex trafficking, it's one of the most horrific things that I can imagine. And this is something that, they're not, even if these are illegal migrants, right? Like there's no call, like I don't think there's a single person on the right who feels like just because these kids are illegal migrants, a lot of them, forget about it. That's just not the case. I've never talked to a person who felt that way. I've never seen a person speak that way. People are very sympathetic toward the trafficking of children, or children that are being trafficked, I should say, not toward the trafficking itself. And they tend to be in favor of taking measures, whatever it takes, to stop this from happening. There was a story I reported on a couple of years ago before I had a long break in YouTube. It was in 2022, I believe. It was still under the Biden-Harris administration. Yes, baby. Where in Arizona and New Mexico, it was found that there was different houses being busted by local sheriffs where kids were being given social security numbers and living with people who were not their parents. The migrant policies under the Biden-Harris administration were allowing people that couldn't prove that they were the parents of migrant children to obtain social security numbers for them and have control over the children. There was a house in New Mexico that was busted where there was like 17 kids. I'd have to go back and find this story. It's been quite a while. I looked for it quickly before I started making this video and I couldn't find it. But I remember this because it was at the same time where it was revealed that the Biden-Harris administration was flying illegal migrants around with DHS resources, with DHS planes. There's body cam footage from a sheriff in Arizona to that effect that I played on a live show and discussed. So this is something that's, I would say almost entirely the fault of our federal government and our failed border policies. And it strikes a particular chord with me, both as someone who's endured sexual abuse as a child and someone who's a father of a young girl, a very young girl, a cute little girl. Look at her, she wants her cereal. I can't imagine anything worse. I mentioned before when talking about the Tim Waltz grooming allegations that I would like to retell the story of my own sexual abuse as kind of to open the eyes of people on how destructive this really is, and I still would like to do that. I don't really want to do it at the moment, especially not in front of my daughter, because she doesn't need to see the way that it affects me. I don't want her to see that, but I would like to retell that because I think it's something people don't really understand. And but in closing, really, this is an issue that matters a lot to me, and I think that one of the big reasons that I am planning to vote for Donald Trump is that the stronger border policies will decrease the number of children that are being trafficked. And we saw that with a third of the child sex trafficking under Trump that there has been in the Biden-Harris administration. So that's about all for this video. I know it's a little bit of a heavy topic. The article's linked in the description, like I said. Subscribe if you like the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.